Picture this. You're alone. You've just fallen. Maybe it was the rug near the bathroom. Maybe it was stepping off the porch. Doesn't matter. What matters is you're on the floor, something hurts, and you can't get up. What do you do in the next 5 minutes? Most people have no idea. And that gap between hitting the floor and knowing exactly what to do is where a survivable situation becomes something nobody recovers from the same way. Here's what the research shows. Nearly half of older adults who fall cannot get up on their own, even when they aren't seriously injured. Half. And staying on that floor, even for an hour, even without a broken bone, can trigger a chain of complications that becomes life-threatening on its own. A fall with no injury can still kill. Not because of the impact, because of the floor. So that's what this video is. 5 specific steps in order for what to do the moment you find yourself down and can't get up. Whether that's you or someone you love, or both. This is information that should have been taught a long time ago. It wasn't. So let's fix that right now. Step 1. Stop. Don't move yet. This is the hardest one. Because every instinct you have is going to tell you to get up. Fast. Get off the floor, get upright, act like it didn't happen. That instinct is dangerous. The first thing you do after a fall is nothing. You stay still, you breathe, you give yourself 30 seconds, a full 30 seconds, before you attempt any movement at all. Why does that matter so much? 2 reasons. The first is physical. Your blood pressure drops when you fall. Your body is in shock, even if it doesn't feel like shock. Standing up too fast from that state can cause a second fall, sometimes worse than the first. That second fall, in an already destabilized body, is often where the serious injuries happen. The second reason is information. Those 30 seconds are when you find out what you're actually dealing with. And what you find out determines everything that comes next. So while you're still, run a body scan. Start at your head. Is there pain, dizziness, nausea? Move to your neck and spine. Any sharp or burning sensation, there is a signal to stay exactly where you are until help arrives. Check your hips and wrists, the 2 places most likely to fracture in a fall. If something feels wrong, if any movement produces sharp localized pain, don't try to get up. Go straight to step 2. If the scan comes back clear, no sharp pain, no dizziness, nothing alarming, then you have options. But you only know that because you stopped first. 30 seconds, that's all it costs. And it might be the difference between a manageable situation and one that isn't. Step 2. Get to your phone or make noise. Here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. A study that followed over 110 older adults for a full year found that 80% of the people who fell and couldn't get up and had a call alarm installed in their home didn't use it. 8 out of 10. The device was there. They didn't press the button, some were embarrassed, some thought they could handle it themselves, some just panicked and forgot it existed. So the first thing to understand about step 2 is psychological, not physical. You have to give yourself permission to ask for help. That's not weakness. That's the correct response to the situation you're in. If your phone is within reach, that's your first move, not an athletic lunge across the floor, a slow, careful slide or roll in its direction. Keep your body low. Use your forearms to pull yourself. If you have a medical alert device, press it. That's exactly what it's there for. If your phone isn't within reach, don't panic. Start making noise. Knock on the floor. Hard surfaces carry sound. Call out. Bang on a wall or a piece of furniture. If you're near a door and someone might pass by outside, make noise toward that door. And if none of that is possible, if you're truly alone with no device and no one nearby, you move to steps 3 and 4. But you do not skip step 2 without trying. Because the sooner help knows where you are, the better every single outcome becomes. Time on that floor is not neutral. It costs something. The danger most people picture after a fall is the injury from the impact, the broken bone, the head wound. Those are real. But research found that lying on the floor for a prolonged period after a fall, regardless of whether a bone was broken, nearly doubles the risk of death. Not the fall, the floor. Within an hour, the cold surface starts pulling heat from the body. Hypothermia doesn't require freezing temperatures. A tile bathroom floor on an ordinary evening is enough, especially for a body that's already in shock and not generating normal levels of warmth. At the same time, the pressure of body weight pressing down on the same muscles for an extended period starts breaking down muscle tissue. That breakdown releases proteins into the bloodstream that the kidneys can't process fast enough. Left untreated, that leads to kidney failure. And while that's happening, the body is also losing fluid, dehydration sets in faster than most people expect, the skin starts breaking down under sustained pressure. And if the person is there long enough, pneumonia becomes a real risk from simply not being able to move and breathe normally. So the floor is not a safe waiting room, it's a clock. And step 3 is about slowing that clock down. Step 3, protect yourself from the floor. Before you attempt to move anywhere, look around you. What can you reach from where you are right now? A blanket, a jacket draped over a chair, a bath towel, a throw pillow, even a bath mat. Anything you can pull over yourself or slide underneath you to create a barrier between your body and the surface you're on. Cold floors, tile, hardwood, concrete, accelerate heat loss. Getting something between you and that surface, even something thin, matters. If you can reach a cushion from a nearby couch, slide it underneath your hip or shoulder. Those are the pressure points. That's where the damage starts accumulating first. This step takes 30 seconds. It requires almost no physical effort, and it can significantly change what happens to your body over the next hour if help is delayed. Don't skip it because it feels minor. It isn't. Step 4. The floor rise technique, if you're able. If your body scan from step 1 came back clear, no sharp pain, no suspected fracture, no dizziness, and you've called or signaled for help or determined that no help is coming quickly, then you can attempt to get up. But how you do it matters as much as whether you do it. The single most dangerous thing an older adult does after a fall is try to stand straight up from a sitting position on the floor. It's the instinct. It's also how people hurt themselves getting up more than they hurt themselves falling. This is the sequence that works, and the order is not negotiable. First, roll to your side. Don't try to sit up forward from flat on your back. That requires core strength most people don't have in that moment, and it puts enormous strain on the spine. Instead, bend one knee, bring one arm across your body, and use the momentum to roll sideways. Let gravity help you. Take your time. Once you're on your side, rest there for a moment. Let your body adjust. Then push yourself up onto your hands and knees. Not your hands and feet, hands and knees. That lower position is more stable, and this is the part people want to skip, so don't crawl. Crawl to the nearest piece of sturdy furniture, a couch, a heavy chair, the base of a bed. Something that won't slide when you push against it. Don't try to stand from open floor. You need something to push from. Once you're at the furniture, place both hands flat on the seat. Bring your strongest leg forward. Foot flat on the floor, knee bent. Keep the other knee on the ground. Then push down through both hands and that front foot and rise slowly. Don't look up, don't rush. Get your footing solid before you let go of the furniture. And when you do let go, stay there. Hold on for a full 10 seconds before you try to walk anywhere. Your blood pressure needs that time to catch up. Actually, let me add one thing I almost skipped. If at any point during that sequence something hurts sharply, stop. Go back to the floor. Don't push through sharp pain in a hip, wrist, or spine. That's your body telling you that help needs to come to you rather than you rising on your own. That matters enough to say twice. Step 5, 2 parts. Pay attention to both. The first part is what you do in the hours immediately after a fall, whether you got up on your own or with help. The second part is something you do before any of this ever happens. After you're up, don't just carry on. This is the mistake almost everyone makes. They get up from the floor, feel relief, feel embarrassed, and immediately try to act like nothing happened. Back to what they were doing. Walk it off, don't mention it. That's the wrong response. And it's not just about pride, it's a medical issue. A significant number of falls have a physical cause that the person doesn't recognize in the moment. Maybe it was blood pressure that dropped too fast on standing. Maybe it was a medication interaction that caused dizziness. And there are dozens of common medications that do exactly that. Maybe it was a urinary tract infection, which in older adults can affect balance and coordination in ways that feel like nothing more than an off day, or something cardiac that came and went without any obvious sign. These causes don't announce themselves, they just produce a fall. And if the fall doesn't get reported, the cause doesn't get found, which means it happens again. And falling once doubles the odds of falling again. Not because the person is unlucky, because the first fall was a signal that didn't get read. So after you're up, sit down somewhere stable for at least 15 to 20 minutes before walking anywhere. Let your body settle. Get some water. Check yourself again for any pain that's emerged now that the adrenaline is fading. And then, at your next appointment, or sooner if anything feels wrong, tell your doctor. Every fall gets reported. That's the rule. And if someone in your life is stubborn about this, if they're the type who would hide a fall out of pride or fear of losing independence, this is what I want you to tell them. Reporting a fall is not how you end up in a nursing home. Not reporting one and falling again because the cause never got addressed. That's the path that leads there. Before it happens, practice. This is the part that feels strange to say, but every physical therapist who works with older adults will tell you the same thing. The floor rise technique we just went through is a skill. And like any skill, the first time you try it under pressure, shaken, disoriented, possibly in pain, is the worst possible time to be learning it. There's a reason we run fire drills. Not because we expect a fire tomorrow, because when the smoke alarm goes off at 2 in the morning, we don't want the first time we think about what to do to be right then. Same principle. Pick a day, a normal day when nothing is wrong, and practice getting down to the floor and back up again. Do it near a sturdy chair or couch. Have someone with you the first time if that feels right. Go slowly. Walk yourself through each step. Roll to your side, hands and knees. Crawl to the furniture. Kneeling lunge. Push to standing. Do it until it feels familiar, because familiarity is what survives panic. While you're at it, look around your home. Where is your phone right now? If you fell in the bathroom, could you reach it? In the kitchen, the bedroom at night? This is the moment to move it somewhere more accessible, or to seriously consider a medical alert device. Not because you're fragile, but because the research we covered earlier tells us that 80% of people who fall and have a device don't use it in the moment. The ones who use it are the ones who'd already decided they would. Make that decision now, not when you're on the floor. And I want to be honest with you about why this matters so much to me. Because there's a version of this that doesn't end with someone getting up. There's a version where someone falls on a Thursday evening. They're alone. They didn't want to bother anyone, so they didn't set up the alert device their family had asked them about. They couldn't reach their phone. They figured they'd wait it out, that someone would check in eventually, that they'd feel strong enough to get up on their own in a little while. By Saturday morning, when their daughter finally came by, 2 days had passed, and the person on the floor wasn't the same person who'd be going home from the hospital. Not because of the fall, because of the hours, because of the floor. There was no dramatic injury, no broken hip, just time. And what time does to a body that's lying still on a cold surface, alone, without warmth or water or anyone who knew to come. That version happens, more often than anyone talks about. And it is almost always preventable. Not with expensive equipment, not with a major lifestyle change. With 5 steps that take about 2 minutes to learn and 20 minutes to practice. So do that this week. Write the steps down. Practice the floor rise with a chair nearby. Move your phone somewhere you could reach it from the floor. Have the conversation with the people in your life about what to do if they can't get hold of you. These are small things. They have large consequences. Subscribe if you want more of this. Practical, specific, no fluff information about staying safe and independent as you get older. And if someone in your life needs to see this video, send it to them today. Don't wait until after something happens to wish you had. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.